Bagong Pilipinas.
Good evening, this is 13 News.
We bring you the day's top stories
that shape the country and the world.
Let's get into the headlines right now. Southwest monsoon and recent tropical storms affect some 3.7 million individuals, with at least 14 areas under the state of calamity. Government vows continued assistance for families affected.
Palace says President Marcos Jr. has no personal knowledge of the so-called leadership fund in the DPWH, contrary to allegations of former Secretary Manuel Bonoan.
Food stamp program of the Marcos administration significantly cuts household hunger rate.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines advances drone technology to strengthen the country's national defense capabilities.
And feast your eyes with the rare total solar eclipse.
All these and more here on 13 News.
The death toll from the combined impact of the southwest monsoon and recent tropical cyclones now stands at 25, down from the earlier count of 26. The Philippine National Police has revised its count after further validation.
The PNP also reports 13 injured in Car, 2 more in Calabarzon, and 4 missing persons.
According to the NDRRMC, more than 3.7 million people or over 1 million families have been affected nationwide by habagat and tropical cyclones Luis and Maymay.
A growing list of provinces and municipalities have declared a state of calamity due to non-stop rains and heavy flooding. These include Pampanga, Cavite, Pangasinan, Rizal, Calumpit in Bulacan, La Trinidad, Baguio City, Atok, Antipolo, Batangas City, Lipa, and Santa Teresita. The Emergency Operations Center of the Office of Civil Defense Region 3 remains under red alert status tonight as authorities continue to respond to widespread flooding across central Luzon. Meanwhile, the region has logged millions of pesos in total damage to infrastructure and agriculture. A price freeze on basic necessities is automatically implemented in areas under a state of calamity. The Department of Trade and Industry, or DTI, is now closely watching prices of food commodities. Meanwhile, the Social Security System, or SSS, and the Department of Social Welfare and Development, or DSWD, are rolling out assistance for families affected by the southwest monsoon or habagat phenomenon. The SSS opens its emergency loan to qualified members with at least 18 months of contributions and a valid address in the country with a 7% annual interest rate, which is payable within 6 months. The SSS will also implement a pension increase for new pensioners with a 10% increase for retirement and disability pensioners and 5% for survivor pensioners. Meanwhile, the DSWD has released around 800,000 family food packs for calamity-affected areas, including Metro Manila, Calabarzon, Bicol region, and Western Visayas. Each family food pack contains rice, canned goods, and other ready-to-eat meals that can last for up to 2 days, with the DSWD targeting immediate distribution to families affected by the bad weather.
The low-pressure area outside the Philippine Area of Responsibility, or PAR, still has a high chance of developing into a tropical depression. But according to Pag-asa, it will not directly affect any part of the country. The southwest monsoon, or habagat, is still bringing rains over Luzon and the western section of Visayas. Based on Pag-asa's forecast, Zambales, Bataan, and Occidental Mindoro will experience occasional rains until tomorrow. Expect cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms here in Metro Manila, Ilocos Region, Cordillera, Administrative Region, Cagayan Valley, and Calabarzon, as well as the rest of Mimaropa, rest of Central Luzon, Camarines Norte, Aklan, Antique, and Capiz. DPWH Secretary Vince Dizon inspected roads and flood-prone areas in Valenzuela and reported major improvements. Severe flooding in Paso de Blas in Valenzuela has been reported before prompting the government to launch massive cleanup and dredging operations across the area's waterways. As these projects move forward, lawmakers, including Senator J.V. Ejercito, vow to closely guard next year's flood control budget. IBC correspondent Eugene Fernandez has the full story.
Flooding in Paso de Blas, Valenzuela is no longer new whenever it rains. The water level can reach as far as the North Luzon Expressway that often causes traffic to grind to a halt. This prompted the government to begin cleanup and dredging operations along the waterways in the area. During an inspection conducted by DPWH Secretary Vince Dizon, he saw a significant improvement.
And nag-report kanina si Mayor na hindi nagbaha yung NREX nitong nakaraan. So, awa ng Diyos kahit papaano, talagang malaking maitutulong itong ginagawa natin. Kaya lang, syempre, hindi talaga masosolve lahat sabay-sabay. Kaya nga, tuloy-tuloy tayo, wala tayong tigil.
While addressing the flooding problem, the DPWH will also undertake the rehabilitation of the rundown Maison Road in Valenzuela City. The road, which leads to and from NLEX and MacArthur Highway, has long been the subject of complaints.
Ilang taon na po ito na rine-report ko sa DPWH. National road kasi po ito, no? So, ang ginagawa ho lang namin sa local, pinapatching namin, pero we need long-term solution na hindi na po kaya na.
For the DPWH, the road rehabilitation is not just about making travel more convenient. It is also about the safety of motorists, especially riders and cyclists. The government has allocated around 81 million pesos for the rehabilitation of a nearly 1.5 kilometer section of Maison Road. Starting August 15, major trucks will be diverted to alternative routes while a track ban will be implemented from 6 in the morning until 10 in the evening. The DPWH is targeting to complete the project within 6 months. By 2027, funding for flood control projects will also be restored. Senate Finance Committee Chairperson J.V. Ejercito assured that they will closely monitor funding for flood infrastructure.
Naman dahil nagkaroon ng skandal, titigil natin yung mga maayos na proyekto. We are for accountability, but development has to continue.
Projects that have been put on hold are also among the priorities for continuation. Eugene Fernandez, IBC News.
The Marcos administration continues to expand the Walang Gutom program, with the Department of Social Welfare and Development reporting that 600,000 food-poor families are not benefiting from the program. With the program now reaching 51 local government units, the government plans to include more families within the year. Let's have more details on the program from Harley Valbuena.
The Marcos Jr. administration continues to expand the Walang Gutom program. In a palace press briefing, the Department of Social Welfare and Development said the food stamp program was already able to eliminate the hunger of around 600,000 food-poor families. This is the program where families who experience involuntary hunger were given 3,000 pesos worth of food credits per month, which can be used to purchase food from DSWD accredited retailers. This achievement was verified through a social weather station survey participated by 2,400 respondents. It shows the decrease in food insecurity.
94% can be considered as food insecure. Pero in 3 months, naipababa to just 89.3%.
The program was also now able to reach 51 LGUs. The DSWD meanwhile aims to add 150,000 families to the program within the year. Beneficiaries will also be assisted in uplifting their lives so they won't perpetually depend on the program.
Sa tuwing nagre-redeem sila, uma-attend sila ng tinatawag namin na kalusugan, kakayanan at kabuhayan sessions wherein may food nutrition development sessions. Tinuturuan sila kung paano kumain ng mura, masustansya at masarap na pagkain. Partner namin dito ang TESDA at ang DOLE para sa mga skills upskilling nila para makahanap sila ng trabaho bilang kondisyon.
Aside from promoting productivity in families, the Walang Gutom program also aims to resolve other food-related issues such as child stunting. 14 billion pesos out of the total 42 billion pesos allocation for the program under unofficial development assistance was already released. Harley Valbuena, IBC News.
The Department of Migrant Workers, or DMW, is working to ensure the safety and protection of Filipino seafarers in high-risk zones. The department is also expediting the repatriation of the remains of seafarers killed in the Black Sea. IBC correspondent Victor Liantino has the full report.
Department of Migrant Workers Secretary Hans Leo Kakdak has returned to the country following a crucial 3-day official visit to Romania, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey. The mission underscores the government's urgent efforts to protect overseas Filipino workers in high-risk zones. Acting under direct orders of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., Kakdak personally assessed the condition of Filipino seafarers caught in escalating tension in the northern Black Sea. According to the DMW, 174 out of 282 Filipino crew members affected by the drone and missile attacks on their vessels have been safely repatriated.
So higit kumulang mga 70% na ng mga tripulante na apektado ay nakauwi na.
The department is also expediting the repatriation of the remains of 3 fallen seafarers while search operation continue for 1 missing crew member. In response to the mounting threats, the DMW has strictly prohibited manning agencies from deploying ships with Filipino crew to the northern Black Sea, broadening the scope of the mandate. The Secretary also conducted hospital and prison visit in Bucharest and Saudi Arabia to extend assistance to other distressed overseas Filipino workers.
Matindi talaga ang hidwaan doon sa pagitan ng Russia at Ukraine. Batay na rin sa security assessment ng DND, ng DFA.
Meanwhile, the DMW confirmed a separate incident involving 3 Filipino seafarers who were victims of physical assault while on shore leave in Bristol, England, last July 31. 2 of the crew members who sustained minor injuries have already returned to the Philippines, but 1 victim remains in critical condition in the ICU. UK authorities have taken the suspect into custody as the investigation continues.
Ihintayin natin siguro muna ang resulta ng investigasyon. Maraming mga haka-haka at spekulasyon, but it appears to be a physical attack, a physical assault.
In other news, the DMW assured the public that no Filipinos were hurt in the recent strong earthquake in Colombia. Victor Liantino, IBC News.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines, or AFP, is developing a drone technology program to strengthen the country's national defense capabilities. AFP Chief of Staff General Antonio Navarrete confirmed the initiative during his appearance before the Commission on Appointments. The program is expected to enhance the AFP's capabilities through the use of drones in support of national security and defense operations.
Meron po sir, meron. But this is being tested. General Headquarters, we're coming up with a concept. Yeah. But at the levels of the major services, they're doing their own testing also, sir.
Coming up next, a body was found near the Senate building in Pasay City as authorities continue their investigation. Stay tuned. This is 13 News.
Are you ready to open your mind? We're tackling topics others won't.
There should always be that collaboration between families, the communities, the school.
Most of the household, ayaw nilang pag-usapan anything about sex.
Or parang parang na-attract sila dun sa industry namin. Tigil yan.
It's time to stop the stigma and start the science.
Because here on Naked Minds, we break the silence.
Naked Minds, every Friday, 10 p.m. on IBC 13. Sila ang mga hinalal ng taong bayan upang maisulong ang kaunlaran sa bayan. at maiangat ang antas ng kabuhayan ng mamamayang Pilipino. Kasama si Miss Cathy Villar, ating kilalanin ang Senado ng Pilipinas. Tuwing Linggo, alas 9:30 ng umaga.
A birthday party in Maragondon, Cavite turned deadly after a heated argument escalated into a shooting incident in the early hours of August 12. 2 people were killed, including a PNP staff sergeant. In Pasay City, authorities discovered the body of a man known as Tropa, who was seen vomiting blood the night before and was found dead near the Senate building. IBC correspondent Bea Peniza has the story.
A birthday party in Maragondon, Cavite ended in tragedy. Authorities have not disclosed full details, but an argument among attendees escalated into a shooting incident. 2 people were killed in the incident, which occurred in the early hours of August 12. According to the Philippine National Police or PNP, one of the fatalities was a police officer holding the rank of staff sergeant. Another police officer was injured and is currently recovering at the PNP General Hospital.
Initial information po na sir na na-receive natin ay magkakasama po naman sila doon, and for some reason nagkaroon ng argument when they were already at the parking area. Pauwi na po sila pare-pareho. Doon po natapos.
Firearms recovered from the crime scene will undergo ballistic examination to determine the source of the bullets that hit the victims. Those involved in the incident will also be subjected to paraffin tests to match the results of the ballistic examinations. The chief of the Maragondon Police Station has been relieved from his post to ensure an impartial investigation, as police officers were among those involved in the incident.
Kailangan po naman ng due process lahat po dito. So inutos na po ng ating Chief PNP nga ang masusing investigasyon para malaman natin kung ano talaga nangyari at kung may kailangang managot.
The Philippine National Police assured the public that the investigation will be transparent and that all evidences will be properly preserved. This is especially important since police personnel were involved in the incident. Meanwhile, a body was found several meters away from the Senate building in Pasay City. According to the PNP, the deceased was identified as a man known by the alias Tropa, estimated to be between 60 to 65 years old. On the evening of August 12, the man was reportedly seen vomiting blood. He was later found dead early this morning. The PNP believes that the man died of natural causes.
Now, ang tinitignan po talaga ito is he died of natural causes. But of course, he will be subjected to the proper examination and medical examination para po makita natin talaga ang cause of death.
Authorities said they will continue to closely monitor both incidents. Bea Peniza, IBC News.
Senator Ping Lacson is questioning the so-called leadership funds after former DPWH Secretary Manuel Bonoan disclosed that each senator allegedly had $500 million pesos allocated under the fund. Lacson said the leadership funds may not be illegal, but he considers them improper, as he compared the practice to the pork barrel system, saying it could be worse than the system declared unconstitutional in 2014. Senate Finance Committee Chairperson J.V. Ejercito confirmed there was no leadership fund in the 2026 budget and in the next year's budget. He clarified that not all budget amendments or insertions are necessarily wrong. But Lacson warned against self-serving insertions, particularly when lawmakers deal directly with contractors.
Hindi man illegal, kaya lang improper. Ang masama, yung mag-i-insert ka, mag-amen ka, aka mag-i-insert ka, pero yung self-serving na parang nag-insert ka kasi kausap mo na yung contractor.
Meanwhile, the Malacanang says President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. had no personal knowledge of the alleged leadership fund. Palace Press Officer Claire Castro says the president would not have tolerated such an arrangement had he known about it, noting that such discussions could have taken place without the knowledge of higher officials. Castro also said there is no leadership fund in the proposed 2027 DPWH budget, with projects instead based on the needs of local and regional governments and subject to complete documentary requirements.
Alam ng Pangulo, hindi mangyayari yan. Diba? Hindi niya yan ito-tolerate at hindi yan mangyayari. Pero mga ganito kasing usapan, minsan, lihim.
The Social Security System, or SSS, announced it is making a major move as it aims to expand its investment portfolio overseas, aiming to diversify assets, boost returns, all while securing long-term sustainability for the country. The agency, however, vows to continue supporting the local capital market and remain a strong player in the country. SSS President and Chief Executive Officer Robert Joseph M. Declaro said the agency's improved financial position has given them capacity to explore foreign markets. As of June, the SSS holds 1.27 trillion pesos in consolidated investments, from government securities and equities to property assets, member loans, and corporate bonds. That diversified portfolio has already generated 27.16 billion pesos in investment income, translating to an annualized return of 4.53%. The SSS emphasizes that its push into international markets will complement, not replace, its domestic investments.
The MMDA and the Manila City government have opened a newly rehabilitated senior citizens park and pet park in Plaza Azul, Pandacan, Manila. A 1-hectare space transformed from a dusty, neglected lot into a clean, green public area for the community. Led by MMDA Chairman Romando Artes and Mayor Isko Moreno, the project is part of Metro Manila's Green, Green, Green program, which also includes pedestrian access and an overpass for residents. Mayor Moreno says the park now features rainwater collection containers to help manage runoff from the nearby Skyway. While Chairman Artes confirms more parks are underway, including developments under the Katipunan flyover and along Rojas Boulevard. Officials say these projects aim to expand green spaces across Metro Manila and improve urban resilience.
Another member of Twice leaves JYP Entertainment as Sun Chae-young announced her departure from the agency after 14 years. Chae-young shared a handwritten letter with fans on social media, expressing her excitement as she steps into a new chapter and thanking JYP for their support over the years. The K-pop idol will remain a member of Twice while continuing to pursue her solo music through her own fantasy project.
The Strait of Hormuz remains at a standoff as the United States and Iran make opposing claims over control of the key waterway. Meanwhile, the death toll from the Colombia earthquake has climbed to 265. Let's have more of these international developments from CJ Reyes.
The Strait of Hormuz remains at the center of a growing standoff between the U.S. and Iran, with both sides claiming the upper hand over the waterway. U.S. President Donald Trump said American forces have total control of the strait as the U.S. naval blockade continues to restrict commercial shipping. Trump also claimed that Iran has been severely stripped off militarily and financially, including losses to its Air Force and Navy. Iran, however, has rejected Washington's claim of control, with officials insisting that the strait will remain blocked until their conditions are met. Efforts to revive the interim agreement between the two sides have also stalled, with Iran saying there has been no progress toward extending the deal. Meanwhile, the death toll from Colombia's magnitude 7.4 earthquake has risen to 265, with 496 people still missing. Colombian President Abelardo de la Espriella has declared a state of economic emergency to fast-track the mobilization of resources for relief and reconstruction efforts. International assistance also continues to reach the country, with the U.S. pledging a $15.5 million emergency fund and sending search and rescue personnel to support local response efforts. Mexico has also sent 2 Air Force planes carrying 19.5 tons of humanitarian supplies. Meanwhile, El Salvador has completed the delivery of its second shipment of humanitarian aid, bringing its total assistance to 100 tons. The 2026 total solar eclipse has now passed, giving millions a rare celestial view. Totality was visible across parts of Spain, where large crowds gathered to watch the moon completely cover the sun. The event also produced another interesting phenomenon where crescent-shaped shadows were projected onto the ground as sunlight passed through tiny gaps between tree leaves. CJ Reyes, IBC News.
Filipino fencers captured 2 gold medals at the 2026 Southeast Asian Fencing Federation Cadet and Junior Championships in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. The Philippine women's foil team of Victoria Ebadane, Willa Galvez, and Jody Tan defeated Vietnam 44-37 in the finals. Meanwhile, the men's saber team of Kian Felipe, Vito Coching, Drake Chung, and Matthew General stunned Thailand 45-40 to claim the other gold medal. The 2 gold medals add to the Philippines team's haul of 2 silver and 4 bronze medals in the tournament. NBA 9-time All-Star Russell Westbrook has announced his retirement from professional basketball, closing out an 18-season career that included an MVP award and multiple records. The 37-year-old former MVP revealed his decision through a farewell video narrated by actor Michael B. Jordan, featuring highlights from his illustrious career. Westbrook spent 11 seasons with the Oklahoma City Thunders, where he won the 2017 MVP award and helped the team reach the 2012 NBA Finals. He retires as the NBA's all-time leader in career triple-doubles with 209 after breaking Oscar Robertson's long-standing record in 2021. And before we wrap up tonight's newscast, we bring you the results of the PCSO's 9 p.m. lottery draws. For the Super Lotto 649, the winning numbers are 3, 39, 38, 23, 26, and 14 with a jackpot price of 25,165,541 pesos and 16 centavos. For the Lotto 642, the winning combination is 20, 21, 14, 41, 6, and 12 with a jackpot price of 31,911,511 pesos and 47 centavos. For the 6D Lotto, the winning combination in exact order is 9, 0, 2, 3, 3, and 0. For the 3D Lotto, the winning numbers are 1, 0, and 7. And finally, for the 2D Lotto draw, the winning numbers are 20 and 5. There is one winner for the Lotto 642 and no winner for the Lotto Super Lotto 649. And those were the latest from the IBC Newsroom this evening. I am William Thio.
We'll continue to monitor the stories that matter and bring you updates as they develop. I'm Angela C.
And I'm Gabrielle Lopez. This is 30 News, keeping you informed. Good night.